Alrighty, in the finals we have the choice. We'll play first, and I see some potential issues with this hand. We have our 8 drop, which is not very good. We do have Pernicious Deed, I guess, which becomes good if we get one more mana. I guess we'll keep it. I definitely can see some potential problems with this, but I'm going to try it out. I think my main reason for keeping it is we have actual removal. We have both our colors. I don't know. I don't know. That was a good draw. Helps us ramp if we see a third land. Ah, rampant growth. Kind of wish our deck had that. So we're playing against Bant. Good land drop there. Not playing the deed, because then there's no reason for him to progress the board. But deed will destroy our own talisman at some point. Got to keep that in mind. Ooh, this guy's ramping like crazy. This could be scary. Thankfully, we're fixed pretty well. Got an island, and he has a breeding pool. All right. Well, Knight of Infamy. Guess we'll take it. Still have Abrupt Decay up. Well, I can't Abrupt Decay that. Could Pernicious Deed it. What does Future Sight do besides let him play with the top card of his library? That's it? Okay. Well, I guess if he has Master of Waves, we can Pernicious Deed then and still be okay. Could also just Silence the Believer and be fine. Do I want to Abrupt Decay Borderland Ranger? I think I do. I want to start beating in with Knight of Infamy so he's forced to sort of progress the board. Not playing Deed yet. Still don't want him to know about that. And we're still quite a few resources away from Woodfall Primus, so I guess that's all we got. Dismiss. Well, counterspells are good. It's going to have to be something I watch out for, I guess, but geez. Get the cantrip off of it, too. Dismiss is good. Alright, well, he's not leaving Dismiss up. Alright, there's the Master. So I think we just go for the Silence the Believers at the end of his turn. And then if he deals with that, I guess we'll Profane Command, or since we can't really Deed. Alright. Acceptable. Let's Thoughtseize. Time Warp, Shardless Agent, Mystic Snake, Impulse. Jeez. So, Counterspell or take an extra turn. Take an extra turn's good when he actually... This lets him Cascade. I don't know how good that is yet. I think the Snake, because Counterspell plus get a blocker for our Knight of Infamy, could be annoying. I mean, Time Warp is certainly bad, but not on this board state. Let's just get rid of the counter creature, because the card can be really annoying. And then we'll get in with Knight of Infamy. theoretically, I can drop the pernicious deed. I need this little thing up again. I want that info. So, shardless agent, time warp, impulse. Alright. Well, I can drop the deed. I am ahead on the board currently, so I don't have to use it. It's just something that I can have access to if I need it. So we got to deal with dismiss. Wall of Roots. This Wall of Roots is pretty good. Let's see what he cascades into. Oh yeah, the Wall of Roots. That makes sense. Okay, so I guess he doesn't have dismiss up, which is good. Oh, he's going to Oblivion Ring the Pernicious Deed? I don't think that's that terrible for us, to be honest. I mean, I guess better that than like Woodfall Primus or something. But he's going to be able to leave that up. So he's got Time Warp, Impulse. Time Warp, Impulse, Dismiss. It's a lot of stuff going on. Really don't want to trade Shardless Agent for Knight of Infamy, but then again, he can just block with Wall of Roots. I guess we just chill out. I think the main issue is we're going to have our Primus countered. So I'm not exactly sure how we're going to bring it back, because 10 mana does not seem super realistic to get. Memory jar, yeah, it's going to be an issue. Card is always super confusing to me. Could have some sort of combo-ish thing. Geez, Glenolindra is so good. Glenolindra is such a powerful card. Such a tremendously powerful card. I don't know how I'm going to get by that. Dismiss. Jeez. He's got that too. Yeah. I think I bust Profane just to make him get rid of a Dismiss. But then again, he can just Glenolindra. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how exactly to get out of this situation. We're kind of in a mess. Well, yeah, I guess that does actually work. Let's get the Hermit out there. So we know about Time Warp, we know about Dismiss. Dismiss, Time Warp, Looter. Muldrifter on top, that's so good for him. Well, if I get Abrupt Decay, he can't counter it, so then I can get my Pernicious Deed back and board wipe, which is actually really good. But he's got a lot of value, and Profane's not even playable. I mean, at least my squirrels still get a reasonable attack here, but yeah. Muldrifter's a big deal. And he has Dismiss up. That's also not so good for us. And he has Glenolindra, so just a lot of counter spells, a lot of value on board. This is going to be tough. I mean, the nice thing is, like I said, I can swing with my squirrels, so I guess I have that going for me. I can crack in on Garrick, and he's probably going to have to let Garrick die. If he has an answer for Hermit, I'm in pretty big trouble, I guess, but... He's got to leave Dismiss up. Got to pay my Echo. Well, I mean, we're close to Woodfall. The problem is, I'm going to have quite the time trying to resolve it. Yeah, Teferi's pretty bad news for us. Well, I guess that could have been worse. I mean, he does get to keep his Garrick, but at least I'm clearing up some of the clutter. I think the bad news is he's got Teferi now. And multiple counter spells. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to go about resolving spells. Upheaval too, yeah, that's pretty bad. Then you can just tap out and essentially can't come back from it. So this is a tough match, but he's in the finals, so I guess it makes sense. I mean, he's got all the goods. He's got a lot of goods. So I guess we'll make a trade for some. We're going to take extra damage from Teferi, but at least we can kill something. If I get Abrupt Decay, I can still get the Pernicious Deed. And that's actually really good. Then I can at least deal with everything and he can't counter it. Yeah. I think this is going to be it because of the upheaval. He's just going to get too much value. Or maybe not. He doesn't even really have to, I guess. But I guess Duress looks really good here. The Exalted dude doesn't really look that good in this match, even though it dodges the... Oh yeah, he's just got overrun, yeah. We're dead. Alright. So, pretty big blowout there. That was pretty harsh. Pretty easily destroyed. Yeah, that wasn't very good. Let's see what we've got against this fellow. Duress. He's got ramp. Plow under, but I'm not really feeling that. Let's get rid of the knight. I'm not really feeling that. Scavenging Ooze would have been great there to take care of his creatures. Deluge is still good. Abrupt Decay is necessary. I don't think we have anything else that straight up can't be countered. I could try and go for the Stunted Growth Plow Under plan, but I'm not entirely convinced that's going to work out as well as I want it to. Animate Dead, I guess, could be pretty good, but I don't know. I think we try it like this again. I'm pretty happy with this, I think. We'll play first. And, alright, well, 1 mana short of Farseek, but if we get our 1 mana, then we're pretty much in business to play everything in our deck, right? Because this can find our dual lands. It's a tough spot. There's so many cards I could draw that help me here. 16. It's pretty much a 50-50 shot I draw a land. It really is. It's essentially a 50-50 shot. But I'm playing first is the big problem. And if I miss it right away, it could be a really big problem. I don't really want to mulligan. Because like I said, I'm really 1 land away from just doing everything. I'm going to risk it. Yeah, it's a 1-lander, but 50-50 shot starting on my turn 2. So I'm just hoping that I can flip some coins and draw one of my lands. If I can't, then I guess I lose. I'll accept it. I've already won my 2 matches for this Swiss draft, so I'm not going to be too butthurt about it. So he gets to loot, which is definitely good for him. I think we're going to just go ahead and drop Wood Elves next turn. Oh, that was good value. That was pretty good value too. If I get a black source, I'll slam a Lifebane, take out a green creature, ideally. If I don't get a black source, we're okay still. All right, well, I got it. Let's do Lifebane now, while he still has a bunch of cards in hand. It's a good chance we could hit a green or white creature, right? Well, we did. Just not quite as well as I would have liked. That's all right. So we'll take care of Llanowar Elves, and then we've got a bunch of other stuff in his hand. Wait, does it not list it off here? Is that right? So we've got to do with Future Sight, Mull Drifter, O-Ring, Master of Waves, just a handful of good stuff. Let's get rid of the Llanowar Elves. And I guess we'll pass. Take our damage here. I want to have my Intimidator. We'll kill the Master with the Maelstrom Pulse. Didn't play the Maelstrom Pulse. Okay, or yeah, that's it's not exactly what I was expecting. Let's get him with the Lifebane. I think I'm actually going to drop the Pristine because I want the life gain. But at the same time, if I play the Wood Elves, then I can leave up Abrupt Decay. Yeah, that's pretty good too. I think the life gain is actually the priority here. Oh, he had Mystic Snake. All right, well, that's a big issue for us, but we unfortunately could not predict that because we didn't see it. Yeah, unfortunately Master's so good here that I have to pulse it. Which really does suck. I didn't want it to be like that. I can't Abrupt Decay it. I can't really do Hermit. He still gets too good of a swing. I guess I gotta pulse it. And then I'll leave my guy back. I can't really go tit for tat on blows anymore. So unfortunately, he's pretty far ahead. And he's got Muldrifter as well as Future Sight and O-Ring in his hand. That's tough. Oh wait, I erased the wrong one. So basically, I don't have a good play here. I have to force him to O-Ring my Lifebane zombie. I think that's the best I can do. Take a bunch of damage. Then next turn, hopefully follow up with a Hermit, I guess, for some protection. I can Abrupt Decay the Ranger for some, well, slow his assault a bit, I guess, but I'll probably end up Abrupt Decaying the Ranger anyway, just to protect my life total. I'm getting down there, so got to start playing it a bit more safe. Especially if he busts the Oblivion Ring, it just seems like pretty much have to. Could also just play a Muldrifter here. It's pretty good for him. Alright, so he did end up playing the Oblivion Ring. This is still okay. We're going to have to... I mean, theoretically, I guess I could Abrupt Decay the... Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm going to Abrupt Decay the Oblivion Ring. That way I get another peek at his hand, and I still get the same thing as blocking a creature. It makes sense in my mind, so we'll go for that instead. So Abrupt Decay, Oblivion Ring, we get another peek. Muldrit, so it's just an island, the only thing that's changed. Alright, so now we offer a trade with the snake, I guess. Since Pernicious Deed could more easily take out Ranger than having to pay for. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just in life protection mode at the moment. What would be good here? Scavenging Ooze would be fantastic. A lot of creatures to get value from. I guess I can still do my Deranged Hermit, which is nice. Vampiric Tutor, Finding Scavenging Ooze. That's an option. But let's get our Hermit. Well, the problem with Hermit is then, I see. I'm trying to think. There must be something I can find with Vampiric Tutor that I want. Because I could also do Wood Elves here, but I just don't think I'm in the... Gotta go. Good games. He's just taken off? Wow. That's kind of cool. All right. Well, to be honest, I didn't feel very confident about that game at all. But the guy had to take off, so I guess we get the win. I accept, but I was not feeling confident about that game. Let's try and figure out right now what I should have Vampiric Tutored. Ooze would have gotten me life. I feel like that's the right choice. Primetime is pretty insane, as is Garrick, but I wasn't at that high of a resource to get there. I feel like the Ooze might have been the right choice, because there were a lot of creatures to sort of scavenge through and gain life from and make him fat. Perhaps Ooze would have been the right choice, but I still think I would have been in a tough spot. I would have had to play Hermit and then not pay the Echo, and then upkeep Vampiric Tutor, find Ooze, play it, then start gaining life. It would have been a tough spot. He would have been mull drifting. I guess there was still definitely a chance I could have won that match, but we ended up taking the whole draft down. I guess didn't really. We at least went 2-1 if you don't want to count this one as a win because he just had to leave. But Rock worked out pretty well for us. That was a fun deck to play too. So, all right, we'll see you guys for the next draft.